Hello friends, it's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot, back with you today for another Mystery Monday video. Thank you for joining me today, our last Monday in May. Oh my gosh, where's the time gone? We've had a lot of rain the last few days, but hopefully warmer temperatures this week. All right, so today we are going to take a look at the Country Flowers bundle, and actually the Country Woods suite in general. If you're looking for it, it's from our new catalog. It starts on page 50, and the entire suite consists of 2 different stamp sets, an embossing folder, some gems, some ribbon, and some amazing designer series paper. So today we are going to look at the Country Flowers bundle and this beautiful designer paper, which I'm going to show you because it is one of my new favorites. Very woodsy, very country-ish. So you get 12 sheets of 12 by 12, and you get 2 of each design. So I just took out the 6 of them just so you could see. So you have this beautiful misty moonlight with some neat stripes on the back. You've got this really nice wood grain here with another nice wood grain on the back. And this one, which is a little bit lighter, and this sort of worn painted kind of wood look, which I love. You've got this nice, a little bit darker wood, and this one, and this more sort of barnyard board almost, kind of a barn look to that wood, and a lighter palette, and then this sort of one here with some gray and sort of weather worn on one side. So very, very neat paper. And I'm going to show you a project that I did yesterday at a workshop that I held using some of this paper in a different way. So I'll try to remember to share that with you at the end. Okay, so today's project is inspired by Stesha Bloodheart. Stesha at stampinhoot.com. She used to be an artisan design member for Stampin Up, I believe in 2020 or somewhere around there. Beautiful work. So I've kind of switched up some of the colors, but the general layout is very much the same. So we're going to show you how to put this together. The one we are going to do is we're just going to use a bit of a different background, okay? So for this one, I used Early Espresso as the base. And for the one we are going to make today, I am going to use Smoky Slate. So we're going to try that and see how it looks. And then you can see them side by side at the end and sort of let me know which one you like the best. Okay, so this is cut at 11 by 4 1/4, and it's this orientation here. Okay, so then I cut a piece of that Country Woods designer paper. This is the Misty Moonlight piece. Now what we're going to do is really rough this up quite a bit. So we do have some distressing tools, but I'm just for today going to use my scissors. And be careful because they are sharp. So I'm just going to kind of go around the edges and just sort of scrape. And there may be some tearing along the way, but that's okay. That kind of adds to the look of it, like right there. It's a little bit torn. Okay. So this is how I used to always rough up my paper, or you used to sometimes just do the paper tearing, if any of you recall doing that, and sometimes we still do that on projects, which is neat. So the only thing is it leaves a bit of a mess, so we're just going to sort of try to clean that up before we put everything together. Okay, so this is at 5 1/4 by 4, so it is going to be a layer on the card. So you can just stress this as much or as little as you like, tear it as much or as little as you like. You know, whatever look you're going for. We're kind of going for a little bit of a rustic, not perfection kind of feel. Okay, all right, so let me just try to get rid of some of this. And then we're also going to do this on another piece of our project. So I have cut another piece of that designer paper, but a different pattern. So this is a bit of the blue on the back, but it's these colored stripes that we are going to work with. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to sort of, whoops, roughen these edges up a bit. This one, I'm not as worried if it's as roughed up as the first. But if it is, that's okay too. Like clearly I've already torn it a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, let's just do this top edge a little. And just a little bit of a rough edge around there, okay? So let me just clear this off so we don't get even more all over. All right, so another trick, I don't know if any of you remember this from way back, we used to crumple our paper, and that's what I'm gonna do. So you're just gonna crumple this, and that's gonna give it just some extra little creases and nooks and crannies and bumps, just to kind of give it another sort of aged look. So it's gonna kind of look like this. So that looks pretty sad, hey? Like, but it makes a great background. So you can straighten it out a teeny bit. Okay, so decide which way you want this to go. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. So the first thing is we're gonna attach this strip just sort of along the left side, not right at the edge, but just leave a little bit of a space. And I'm gonna pop this up with some dimensionals. This is gonna have a few layers on it, this card, some of our pieces. Now you could just put this down with regular Stampin' Seal or Seal Plus, or if you wanted just to use tear and tape, you could do that. But I'm just, we're gonna pop this up a little bit. And maybe before I put this on, I think I'm gonna maybe put this on our base. So this I will put on just with our regular Stampin' Seal. I'm not too worried about this coming off. Okay, so put this around, leave a little bit of that gray border. And you don't have to flatten it all the way. Some people like to turn over the corners a little bit, which you can do. But I'm just gonna sort of leave it like that. Now I didn't put that on very straight, did I? Oh my gosh. Let's try that again. We're just gonna reposition this a little. Sorry about that. Okay, maybe I should do it from the side so I can see top and bottom a little better. Okay, let's do it sort of like, how about like this? Okay. Okay, so that will be our base. And then we're gonna put this piece just sort of, not all the way to the left, but just down that one side, okay? So it's looking a little rustic already there. Okay, so then I went ahead and I colored and die cut my flower pieces. So for that, there's this flower image and this can, this milk can. And so I stamped those on white with tuxedo black with the memento, and for the flowers as well. And then I just colored whatever color with your blends. So I colored this with light and dark smoky slate, and then the flowers, I used a combination of light and dark pool party, light and dark bubble bath, and light and dark blueberry bushel, okay? So before we put those on, we also did some more cutting. So I cut 2 leaves out of the dies. Now these are what the dies look like. So you have this leaf die here, which gives you quite a few leaves all in one piece. And then there's some other dies for a stool you can put. You can do a teapot, put your flowers on the teapot, and some other dies to cut out your floral images or even leaf images we have there. And there's also some extra greetings. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I also cut out a circle from our Stylish Shapes dies. This is, I believe, the 3-inch in diameter circle. So this we are going to put our leaves on the back. So I'm just going to use my regular Stampin' Seal. And they don't have to be white. If you wanted to cut them out of a different color, you could do that. But I like how this was done out of the white on the samples, so I'm just going to go with that. You could also just shade them in a little bit with blends if you wanted. Let me see, where do I want this adhesive to go? Where do I want my leaves to go? I'm just going to do them opposite sort of each other with a little bit sticking out. And then we're going to pop that on here with some dimensionals. So this card does use a number of dimensionals, which I am fine with. I love my dimensionals. So we're just going to put some around so we can anchor this down. Okay. All right. So once your pieces are cut and colored, even, you know, it comes together fairly quickly. Okay. So let's put this up a teeny bit here. So I'm going to put a greeting down at the bottom. Let's put it about there. And then we can put on our flower, or sorry, I stamped flower market on top. That's why the word flower in my head. Our milk jug and our flowers. So just decide where you would like these on your circle. I'm going to put them a little bit to the left because I'm going to add a couple of gems there. So again, we're going to pop this up. First, I'm going to do the milk can. Pop that up, okay, and then we will pop up our flowers. So, or unless you wanted to attach the flowers to the can first, you could definitely do that. There's lots of different things you could do. Okay, and then the flowers are going to add a couple. This is where I'm using all of my edge pieces because they are just as good as the little rounder ones in the middle. They work just as well. All right, so let's see which way we want to put on our flowers. Probably, so they're mostly facing upward. So put that on top like so. See, it's coming. There we go. Then I did do a different greeting than the stamp set because I just wanted something small. So I used the hello from the Unbounded Love stamp set. This is also a separate bundle and suite in the catalog. But if you are ever stuck for a greeting, there are tons in here. There's like 25 stamps, and you can also piece some of these messages together to form your own message. But I just wanted this small hello, so that's the one I'm going to use. And I stamped that in Misty Moonlight. But just to show you, there are some greetings here that are great too. So you've got with heartfelt sympathy, best friend ever, sending love, so lucky to know you. And then there's this little flower market, which you could stamp on your teapot and on your milk can there. There's a number of different ways to piece these images together. Okay, so let's put this on with some minis. Mini dimensionals here. And if you wanted to add ribbon or something, you could. But I just wanted a simple hello. And then to finish it, we are going to use some of these basic gray and smoky slate pearls. I don't know if you can see in this light, but there's two different tones. So you've got the darker basic gray and the lighter smoky slate. So you've got some larger ones in both colors and some smaller ones in both colors. So I think I'm going to add one of each, actually. I might add, what should I add? Let's add a lighter, large one this time, and a smaller, darker one. And these are really quite lovely. These are also new to us this year. So there you go. two different backgrounds, but the same design. So they kind of look a little bit different. You could even pull out other colors from that designer pack of paper for a different background instead of the Misty Moonlight and this Pool Party. But you could definitely mix and match it up. You could do all kinds of different patterns. If you don't want the milk can, you can do a little stool and have the milk can even sitting on the stool if you want it. There's, you know, use your imagination. There's lots of ways to put this together. So I did want to show you that other sample. So the other stamp set is this one, the Country Birdhouse, which is also in the big suite. So it is a very large suite. And this also comes with some great dies, right? And the card we made, which seemed to be well received, was this one. We did a little birdhouse. So this is where I used that designer paper here. I used it as the wood of my birdhouse right there. And this is that eyelet embossing folder that is also part of the entire suite, but you could also purchase it individually. So those are just a couple of ideas with the Country Birdhouse suite of products. So I hope you like those projects today, and we will see you again next time, and it will be June, I believe. So we'll wish you all a great week, and we will see you then. Bye for now.